And we're back. I'm so excited, man. I have an unbelievable guest for you guys tonight, and we are going to have a ball. But before we get started on the show, I'm going to ask anybody watching on YouTube that you like and subscribe to the channel, All About You Podcast. All right? But look, before we get started with my guest, I got to give a huge shout out to Amor Trois Tresses. Listen, this young lady, her name is Didi. This young lady is amazing in doing hair. As y'all see, my hair not braided. I plan on getting it braided this week, though. So we're going to have a really, really sharp haircut, or excuse me, not haircut, braid. Well, my braid's going to get done. But y'all going to see. I'm going to make sure I get in contact with her, have her twist me up. Look, I went on her Instagram. What I just said is hard to pronounce it 2 times over, but I'm gonna try again. Amor Trois, thank you. Amor Trois Tresses. Head over to her Instagram. It's Amor Trois Tresses _LLC on Instagram, and y'all gonna see how sharp she is. She's amazing. All right, that being said, it's time to get started. So let me tell y'all about the man sitting next to me, Rasaan Weaver. This guy, number one, he's one of the realest individuals. And before I start talking about his company, I got to start talking about the man behind the company.
Okay.
So he's one of the realest individuals I've ran into since I've been in business. And, you know, I used to delve around the financial industry, and I wanted to have fun in it and find out what it was all about. And I did. And I've learned a lot of life lessons, but I'm telling you, you need a good partner next to you in anything that you do. And I consider Rasaan that partner for me. So I was excited to be able to partner with this guy and learn a little more about him. So as we get started into talking about his business, I am going to say follow Rasaan Weaver at capitalmd.com. Am I right?
That's the website.
All right, that's the website. Right. Yeah. So I ain't all the way off. I'm not all the way off, but he got his Instagram. We're going to go over his Instagram and his Facebook and everything. But I'm super excited to have him on. Rasaan, what's up, man?
What's up, man?
How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. Thanks for having me, man. It's a pleasure, man. I'm definitely honored, man.
Absolutely. As y'all know, I'm not smart enough to remember everything that he sent to me. So I got it on my phone.
Oh, man.
I got it pulled up on my phone. But we're gonna talk about a lot today. But before we get started on the actual show, I always play a game before we get started with the crazy content that we're gonna get into.
Let's go.
So every episode starts with a would you rather game.
Okay.
All right. So would you rather? Here we go. You ready?
I'm ready.
Got 3 of them for you.
Okay.
All right. So if you won a lottery for $1 million,
$1 million. Okay.
would you rather continue to run your business, the one you have now?
Yep.
Or would you rather invest in another business?
Would I rather continue to run my business now? Or invest in another business? Good question. Nah, if I had $1 million and I have those 2 options, I'm going to invest in the business I have now, right? That came from blood, sweat, and tears. I put a lot of effort into that. So if I had $1 million, I can take that from the level we're at now to, you know, a bigger scale, right?
Yeah.
Start franchising, open up some different offices in different states, maybe different countries, where I could do a lot of things with $1 million right there.
I feel that. Become your own Jackson Hewitt.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Even better. You know what I mean? So I would definitely focus on the business that I have now.
And you're going there anyway. So.
Yeah, that's the goal.
So 444, man, this number keeps coming up. 444. For some reason in my entire life, that number just keeps showing up. Thank you, guys. Send me an angel. 444. All right. So here's the second question. I like that answer, by the way. You gotta keep what you got and just keep building on it.
Got to.
100%. All right, here we go.
Okay.
If you were stripped out of all your valuable possessions and had to start all over, would you rather flip burgers at Burger King? Shout out to 50 Cent. Or would you rather follow the same game plan that got you here?
What? Hold on. If I was stripped out of say that one more time.
You have nothing.
I have nothing.
You have absolutely nothing, and you need bread.
Yeah.
You need some money.
Yeah.
Would you rather flip burgers at Burger King, or would you follow the same game plan that got you to your business?
Following the game plan, right? Burger King gonna give you what, $7, $8, $9, $10, $12 an hour with the game plan that I have. The way I work it, I'm looking at $250, $300.
Right.
an hour, you know, so we're moving around that way. I'm not doing a Burger King thing, man. No disrespect to anybody that works at Burger King.
No disrespect to anybody at Burger King.
If I had the option to put, you know, my efforts into something that I believe in over Burger King, I'm definitely going to choose what I can do.
I got you.
Yeah.
You know, I would contest just a little bit.
Go ahead.
So I think about Burger King as a starter. Like, I'm going to tell you, I was in 96, I started at McDonald's.
Okay.
Right? I saved up a couple dollars. Just a couple, not too much. Saved a couple dollars.
At 96, minimum wage was a little.
It was trash.
What was this? Was that $7.75 or $7.25?
I just know it was trash.
Okay.
Juice. But what I did with that little bit of money is I was a clothes dude back in the day. I had to buy some, you know, I had to be sharp.
Right.
So I invested in, you know, a little clothes business that didn't work out, but that led me into like my entrepreneurial ideals.
That's how I started.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And so I was into fashion at some point, and I did whatever I could to try to stay, you know, it's hard. It's hard.
It is.
But so if anybody's out there, you have just a little bit of an entrepreneurial mindset, you got to start from somewhere. So don't sneeze on Burger King, McDonald's, and none of that. Yeah, use the money that you get from that and flip it, you know?
Yes. You can definitely do what Daryl's saying. I agree.
For sure. All right. Question number 3.
Ready?
All right. Would you rather fly a plane?
Okay.
It's crazy.
Yeah, fly.
Would you rather fly a plane or would you rather be a daredevil?
Fly a plane.
I'm going to tell you why I asked that
daredevil. Fly a plane. Be in control of everyone's destiny on this plane. I'll be a daredevil and put my life at risk on a daily basis. Man, honestly, I'm going to fly a plane.
All right.
I'm gonna fly a plane. I'll be confident enough to know that if I got behind that wheel, whatever you use to fly your plane, to steer a plane, that I can handle it if I had to.
Yeah.
I'll do that. I don't think I'll be a daredevil.
Okay.
It's a little too much craziness.
Let me tell you how much I feel what you just said, right? So I would like to consider myself a little bit of an actor, just a little bit, right? I like to be a character in everything that I do. I like to be a character. So I feel that because sometimes I can lose control and I consider myself a daredevil.
Right.
Because I'm always spontaneous. Like everything I do, almost everything. I can't say that I got kids. I can't just be spontaneous with everything. But almost everything I do
spontaneous.
It's spontaneous.
Okay.
Because I want to live on the edge. You know, I need the thrill.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But everybody's not like that. Some people, so, you know, like for instance, I'm going skydiving, whether this summer or next summer.
My son want to do it.
But 100% I'm doing that because anything I'm afraid of, anything I'm afraid of, I attack it. And I am afraid to jump out of a plane. So therefore, I'm going to do it.
Okay.
And it's the same thing with bungee jumping. I probably won't do that. But I feel more safe, which sounds crazy. I feel more safe jumping 10,000 feet out of the air than me bungeeing on a court. All right, cool.
I'm not doing either one of those. I'm totally cool on that. I'm not. My son wants to do that though. He wants to skydive so bad.
We can meet up, man. I'm telling you. A couple of the men from my church a while ago. A couple of the men from my church. We were supposed to get together and do the whole bungee jumping. We never got around to it because of the weather and the wind and all that. But I was with it.
I passed.
Yeah.
I pass.
Look at the story. Did you hear the story of Will Smith when he told his bungee jumping story?
No.
Oh, dude, it's a must. It's a must.
I feel like I've vaguely seen it or something. I don't think I remember a story as tied to it.
Yeah, it's an uplifting story. Like if you look at it, it's funny as heck. But the lesson in every bar, shout out to Easy to Block Captain. But the lesson in every bar, everything he talked about, it inspired me. Okay. In a certain way to tackle something that I was doing at that point.
Okay.
Time. All right, so let's get into the juiciness.
Let's get into it.
Let's get into it, man.
I'm excited. Where we at?
What? I'm excited. All right.
What you want to talk about, man?
So, number one, we talk about you, right? Like we talk about the owner. And then we'll get into the business.
Okay.
Right? And then we talk a little bit about the city and some of the challenges that you have within the city, outside the city, and your business and, you know, building trust with the people. We're going to talk about all this.
Okay.
All right. So let's talk about where you grew up.
Where I grew up
and
at.
The impact that it had on your life.
Oh, man.
So let's talk about that. Where'd you grow up at?
All right. So it's kind of twofold, right? So born and raised primarily Somerville, right? 16th and Nedro, right?
Okay.
16th and Nedro. Being there, I was there till I was like 12. But being there, that's why I learned like certain rules about being a man, or about, just even being outside. Like how people can't disrespect you. You can't run from bullies. You got to hold your own. You might have to fight somebody that's 4 or 5 years older than you to get your respect.
Or 4 or 5 feet taller than you. 4 or 5 feet
taller. Whatever the case might be, you can't be a sucker. So being in that environment, wasn't that crazy bad, but just those skills I learned. But it helped me because when I was 12-ish, we moved to North Philly. So all I knew from that point was like North Philly was bad. Yeah. I was like, man, we moving to North? Like, I don't know. But when I got down north, I realized that now everybody fight. Yeah. It's bad. So I'm like, oh, man. But those skills that I learned in Somerville, they helped me out tremendously. So I was able to navigate through the situations, handle myself. And, those skills are tremendous. So I grew up 16th and Nedro, moved to 28th and Allegheny. So 28th and Allegheny, when I was a kid, so I became a grown man. Like, that was it, man. So I like to say North Philly is like what really turned me into a man. Okay. Is this mic cool?
Yeah, it lifted up a little
Came
bit.
down a little bit.
Yeah. Good, we good. Right there.
Right there?
Good,
yeah, so 16th and Nedro. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Nedro Ave, or, 28th and Allegheny, Picknott Street, Newkirk Street, you know what I mean? Right off Allegheny, that's what we do.
I'm telling you, I had a cousin, he's gone now. He passed away in 2017. He got shot and killed on Susquehanna. But shout out to Marvin. What's up, Marv? He grew up down there.
Where?
I think 17th.
And what?
Allegheny.
Allegheny?
Yep.
Oh, that's on the other side. Okay.
Yeah. He grew
got
up
some family down there too. Yep. Okay, yeah.
Cool. So, man, let me tell you, or not let me tell you, I got a question to ask about that area and that time.
Okay.
What year, like around what year was that?
When I moved to North Philly?
North Philly.
I think 96. I think I was going to 6th grade, so I had to be like 96.
Okay. Now, I know.
Was it 96? Somewhere around
there.
Yep.
Around that time, you had a lot of music influence in Philly.
Yeah.
A lot of music influence, especially 96. From 96 through maybe 2005, when Philly was popping.
Philly was popping with music. Yeah. Philly still got some stuff. Yeah, Philly was popping.
So how was you linked to the music, not industry, but how were you entrenched in music around that time?
Man, I was really entrenched. I was really listening to a lot of cats in the city that was making waves, right, that was doing their thing. But I was into like flows, man, and like just listening to who had a good cadence back then, who had good flows, who had good melodies. So I used to listen to people back then like Mace, you know what I'm saying? Anything Bad Boy did, right? Anything So Def. I was more on that side of the lane, right? So when it come over to Philly, was that before Major Figures?
Major Figures and
I don't
Richard
know if
Allen
it was
Project.
before. Yeah. When we got into high school, though.
That was 95, 96.
Matter of fact, that's when I'm 96 when I went to Penn. That was high school. So that's when I really got into it. That was Major Figures. That was Richard Allen, Ram Squad. My man Draft had me on to like 12th and Green, 100X. It was so many Philly guys that I was listening to at that time. Yeah. And that's what kind of got us into like rapping. You know what I'm saying? Moving into those environments and then really getting entrenched with that music. It's crazy.
It's nothing like it, man.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, I think if you lived in Philly or if you ever came through Philly, some way, somehow, you was attached to music at some point. Yeah. Because Philadelphia, let's be honest, I think we had the best city for the arts.
Yeah.
Bar none.
Yeah.
Me and Senator 215, shout out to Senator 215, we was just talking about that last week.
Right.
When, he talked about his upbringing, not outside of Philly, it's still Philly, but his upbringing, living close to Patti LaBelle and stuff like that.
Yeah, I saw that one. Yeah,
I thought that was dope.
That was dope.
That he brought that up because I had no idea at all that he was around Bill Cosby, and I was like, man, that's insane.
Yeah, I know where Cosby lived, but the way he laid that out on how close they was in proximity, I'm thinking it's like okay, right you right. That makes sense. Like I didn't even think of it like that.
You're right there.
I definitely learned that from that episode.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
So I know. All right, I want to ask you a question about when you made the transition from wanting to be in the music industry or actually making some strides, right?
Yeah.
Making some strides in the music industry into wanting to better your community and finances, like where did the idea even come from?
All right, so yeah, music was for a while, man. Music was my life, man.
Mm.
You couldn't tell me I wasn't gonna be a #1 rapper, you know what I mean? Award shows and popping everywhere, you know what I mean? Somebody top 5 list. That's what my lane was, right? But you know, when I realized that music was costing me more money than I was making, I started to get frustrated, man. See, right now it's a little easier, but back when we was doing music, it was tough.
Yeah.
It wasn't the YouTubes. It wasn't all these different outlets to get your music heard. We had to really go into like neighborhoods and different bars in different cities and showing up, like rapping, you know, like really trying to get, hoping someone sees us. It was different. So that got a little hard. And then I had a kid, man. I had a kid at 18. Wow. So when I really started to think about like, what am I doing with this music thing, man? Like, what am I doing? Like, I don't know if this is going to be it. I know I'm nice. People feel I'm nice, but it ain't really clicking.
By the way, I heard a couple of your raps. You nice, boy. You nice. I give you credit. Boy can be out there. He can do his thing. Man. You know what I'm saying?
I got some stuff, man. You know what I mean? But I always had money on my mind. Like even when I was rapping, my name always had something to do with money. It was John Doe, was Doughboy, anything to do with money, right? Because that's what I always was connected to. Yeah. But when it hit me I was looking for a job. And it was like Jackson Hewitt was hiring for $15 an hour to do taxes. I'm like, I never did taxes before. I like $15 an hour. That sounds great.
Right.
Went to do it. I had a liking for it because I started working with people in my community. So I would see regular folks directly, people coming in wanting help, needing help, and I was able to help them, right? So once I kind of understood that, I'm starting to like helping people a lot, right? Using my skills. But then I realized that they was getting hit over the head with the pricing. And I was like,
so what you mean by getting hit over the head with the pricing?
Man, back then when I started doing taxes, I think that was back in like 2005-ish, around that time. People was paying $400 or $500 to get their taxes done.
Sheesh.
Back then.
I gotta press pause. Cause I remember I was going to H&R Block every year.
Yep.
I remember they was smacking me for $430, $500, $600 every time. And they used to give you this green card. Talking about, yo, you can save money if you grab this green card. I was like, y'all lying to me, boy.
Fraud. It was crazy. I'll be like, Daryl, you know, this is going to cost you $500. You cool? Yeah, I'm good.
Cut.
Like, really?
We was happy to get the money.
That was the thing. It wasn't coming out of your pocket. It was coming out. So you wasn't getting $5,000. You was getting $4,500. So when I realized the mindset that our people was dealing with, I'm like, nah, man. Meet me outside. I can do this joint for $75. It only take me 30 minutes to do this joint. So that started the mindset, like, I'm about to turn this into a business, man. So I built up my client base, started realizing that I can help people and they can see, all right, Jackson, he was just charging this. Rasaan is charging that. Right. He works there. He knows what he's doing. They started trusting me, and that just sparked it up right there. I was helping the community, giving out different options, you know, putting some money back in their pocket, and that's what really got me into it, man. And since then, it's just been nonstop financial assistance trying to help people.
That's crazy because I think that's so awesome because you know what? A lot of people in our community, we had these amazing ideas. Yeah. And for some reason, we tend to fall right off of that idea. Yeah. It's like, for me, you know, people used to tell me all the time, Daryl, you got a lot of potential. You know, you could be a speaker. You could, you remember?
I remember.
You remember? You could do this and you could do that. And I used to be like, what? I'm eating all that up. And then I fall right off of it. You know what I mean? Because it's not easy to stay enthusiastic about stuff, man. It's not.
It's not.
But I'm telling you, if you can, you will be rewarded by God. I'm telling you, God will reward you. Yeah. But all right, so we're there, right? I know you wanted to do it for your community, right? Around that time when you got started, what pitfalls did you have? Like, how hard was it to actually get your foot on the pedal and get it going the way you wanted it to?
It was really hard. I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know who to talk to. I didn't have any mentors to say, hey, do these things. So I had to find out what software to use, find out what the training was, how to actually get the training, how to get the certifications, because Jackson Hewitt, I'm sorry, I just said it. Well, they didn't show me what to do to be on my own. They showed me what to do to be an employee of theirs, right? So I didn't know what to do behind the background. So I had to figure all that out. I had to go through a couple years of utilizing other softwares and purchasing this software and then that software. So it was a lot of pitfalls. It took me maybe 3 years to really get a system together and understand what I was really doing business-wise to get it going business-wise. So I went through a lot of pitfalls, man. A lot.
Anything we do, and he's an attest, he can attest to this. Anything we do, guys, anything you do, anything in life that you do, please just give yourself a chance.
Yeah.
Like, give yourself a chance.
Yeah.
Because you might not want to do it today. Breathe through it. I'm telling you, anything you stand on it. Allow yourself to grow. Because if you start today and get rid of it tomorrow, how you know what you was going to be? You can't. You don't.
You never know.
Yeah, you don't.
Yeah, you don't get a chance to see that untapped potential that you didn't know you had.
Yeah, man.
I never seen you doing a podcast.
No.
I never seen it.
No.
But I see the potential, and if you would have stopped the thought, you would have never been here.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean?
I'm telling you, man, I could be the greatest. I could be the greatest. All right. That being said, man. Man. All right, so let's talk about that part. Like you finally got it going, man. You said cool. I didn't realize what I'm actually doing. I got it. I stayed strong. I taught myself.
Okay, yep.
Gold nugget. I taught myself. And now I'm starting to get the clientele, right?
Yep.
Now I have to build the business.
Yep.
Why? Not only does he do taxes, because we're going to get into that. Like, once you started realizing that it was about taxes and, you can help people with taxes, when did you start moving into the other arenas? As far as, business prep and, helping people with their bookkeeping and stuff like that. Like, what gave you the idea to start doing that stuff?
I started to realize that tax season was just tax season. From what was it, end of January to like mid-April, it was popping.
Yeah.
The money was great. But after that, I had to wait until next January to get the revenue coming in. I was like, nah, this ain't gonna work. Like, this is no way to build the big business unless I have thousands and thousands of customers and I was only one person.
Right.
That ain't gonna make sense. Nah, that's not feasible, right? So at that point, I was like, what else can I do to help people, but also make some money and bring in some revenue for my business? And it was business structure. I didn't know how to do an LLC at first. Like, somebody had to teach me how to do it. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Started offering that services, bookkeeping. Most people got a business, guys. This is very important. Most people have a business or run a business kind of as a sole proprietorship, but don't have their books in order. So when you're going to the bank to get a loan or to get funding for your business, they want a profit and loss sheet. If you don't have your bookkeeping in order, you're not going to have a profit and loss sheet, which is going to keep you from getting funding. So once I realized that was the main contributor to like getting funding, I'm going to start doing bookkeeping, right? I'm going to start doing, helping people get business loans. I'm going to start creating LLCs. I'm going to start doing anything that got to do with financial services that I can figure out how to get it from this high price point that everyone's used to a low price point that I can help my community with, like even with the life insurance thing. That's why I got into that.
We're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that. We're not there yet.
Okay.
But I do want to get into that. But I'm gonna start saying I remember working at McDonald's. This is off the record, by the way. I remember working at McDonald's. It just came to me when you dropped the nugget. So this is why it came to me.
A nugget.
So yeah, you dropped the nugget.
No pun intended.
Yeah, no pun intended.
Yeah.
But I used to work at McDonald's and we worked with this Indian guy, man. He used to be like, "Drop nuggets." So now on the show, shout out to that guy.
Shout out to that random guy.
On the show, at least once a show, I'm like, "Drop nuggets," because this boy over here dropping nuggets.
Oh my God!
I'm telling you, this is
gonna come back for you.
This is free game for everybody that's watching, man. This is free game. All right, so I'm happy you brought that up, man, and we're gonna go into the life insurance thing and how important it is and why people really need to understand the truth about it.
Okay.
But before we get there, you talked about the bookkeeping, and you're gonna help me with we talked about it after I come from shout out to Maria Williams. That's my fiance. If y'all didn't know. Yes. We get married this year, and after our honeymoon, Rasaan's going to actually help me get my cleaning business off the ground.
That's what I'm here for.
And anything I need help with, he'll tell. I'm on the phone with him. I don't even.
Yeah.
Hey, it's 12 o'clock at 8. Sign. Listen, man, I need help with
phone call away.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah. I'm telling you. And look, last week, when I was doing promotion for him, I told y'all this guy answers the phone every time. I will not lie to you. when I'm talking about on time, I mean on time. He answers the phone, and if he can't, trust me, he getting back to you within a timely amount of time. I would not lie to you. I'm being real. I go to Rasaan for all my taxes and business needs. Plus, my lady actually started going to Rasaan for all her taxes needs.
Yes, sir.
And so when I mean he's on point, he is on point. I ain't just saying this to hype him up, because I wouldn't even bring him on here if I didn't believe in the product. And I'm being 100.
I appreciate it.
You know, Philly boy, I can't be fake. All right, well, I can, but I won't.
Yeah, you won't.
I refuse
fake.
to be fake.
Right.
All right. But now we're going into the life insurance part, and I really want to talk about and commend you on your belief in it, right?
Right.
Because even off the books, we had multiple conversations about life insurance and the different types of life insurance. And I know we got time to get into that another time. We probably won't get into all that.
Right. That's cool.
You know, while we're here, but I want you, Rasaan Weaver, I want your personal opinion on life insurance. Like, forget working for a company, forget all that.
Of course.
Like, your personal feeling about life insurance.
Yeah. For me, it is not about the company, right? I don't care who I work for. I believe life insurance is extremely important for everybody. Young, old, sick, healthy. Everyone needs life insurance, right? There's different types of life insurance for different type of situations.
Right.
It's not one type of life insurance for everybody, man. But just being, when you're young, most people are not thinking about life insurance, right?
Facts.
So it takes somebody that has some sense to have a sensible conversation with someone to explain the reasons why they need it. I think it's extremely important. It can create generational wealth, right? But the biggest thing it does is it makes sure it takes the burden off your family in case you pass away.
Yeah.
Because the one thing you're guaranteed to do is pass away. You're going to die, right?
100%.
The two things that you're guaranteed in life as a U.S. citizen is taxes and death. I'm in the industry of both, right? Those are important, right? So for me, life insurance is a major thing that we all need to have that a lot of people sleep on. They look at it like it's a bill when it's not.
Right.
It's a need.
Right.
I pay my life insurance like I pay my water bill. I pay my gas bill.
Electric.
I need it. If I die, who gonna bury me?
Right.
My kids?
Right.
My mom?
It's scary to think about. My mom passed away in 2021. Shout out to Cindy. She passed away in 2021, and my mom believed so much in life insurance, and I didn't really understand how entrenched she was. My mom had 8 policies.
Wow.
She would not let a policy lapse.
Those old heads, they do that.
I'm telling you. I remember Mr. Martin. He used to come to my house in the 80s.
Collect the check.
At some point, I thought this dude was my mom. Man. I was like, yo, I see this boy.
He's coming to collect those checks.
He sit on the couch. Hey, Daryl, how you doing, man?
Yo.
He would sit on the couch, and you know what I mean? We used to joke and laugh like he was part of the family.
Wow.
And he was taking my mom for everything she was worth. I remember some of the conversations that my mom used to have, and I just was sucking it up and soaking it up. And I'm like, yo, this boy know what he talking about. But certain agents, and I say this purposely, certain agents look for the dollar. They don't look for the best opportunity for you and your family. And so I'm going to ask you, like, as lucrative as that business is, the life insurance business, and it is lucrative. I'd be a liar if I told you that it wasn't.
Right.
But as lucrative as that business is, why is it important for people out there to find the right person?
Because people, like you said, people aren't trustworthy, right? Like, I can know that giving you this type of policy might make me this amount of money. I can probably care less. I can choose to care less about your family and what kind of policy you buy. I just want that check that's going to hit my account.
Facts.
So it's very important to get the right person that's going to worry about what's best for you and your family, what's best for your pockets, you know. That's important. If you don't choose the right person, you can be dealing with someone that's disloyal. You get you a life insurance policy that doesn't kick in until 10 years later.
That's insane.
Or they tell you it builds cash value and it doesn't.
Right.
They just lying to giving you false information. So you got to get the right person you can trust to ensure that they're giving you the truth about what you're getting. Yeah. Right? That's important.
Shout out to all the old heads who used to sell life insurance. Y'all used to...
They was vicious.
They was grimy out this joint.
They was on it though. They would come get those.
They knew
checks.
their info though. Yeah. I would be a liar if I told you they didn't. They came with that suitcase, that big black or brown suitcase.
Yep.
Set it open. You hear the click, and that's your
open that joint right up, yo. Yeah.
Yo, 50 million papers in that joint.
But they was real. They was coming to get the checks to keep your policy active.
Yeah, but that's the key.
Know what I mean?
Let's talk about that part. Making sure that your policy stays on point.
Yeah.
So a lot of people be like, yo, I remember I signed up for life insurance. All right, do you still got your policy?
I don't know. No.
I don't remember. Let's talk about that, man, because we get into, you talked about it a little bit earlier, but I really want to dive in a little more. You talked about people actually being responsible, right, and keeping their policy. What issues do you see people run into where their policy, they feel like it's not a need, it's not a necessity. They just want to say, all right, I need to do this before this. Like, what do you tell people that's going through that stuff right now? And you talked about it earlier, but I want you to really kind of dig in on that part because this is where people go wrong. Yeah,
one of the questions, if somebody's thinking about letting their life insurance policy lapse or they actually let it lapse, I just ask people like a simple question like, all right, like, are you going to die? The answer is always going to be yes.
Y'all got that silent part, right? Because y'all know the answer. You going to kick the bucket at some point.
You're going to die.
Yeah.
Cool. You know you're going to die. Okay, when are you going to die?
Right. We don't know that.
You have no idea. It can be tomorrow.
Yeah.
It can be 2 weeks from now.
Right.
So when your life policy is inactive, but when you die, you got to think about your family. It's not for you. Life insurance is not for you. Let me make this clear. The life insurance policy is not supposed to be for you. It's for your loved ones. It's for your family. If you have $300,000 in life insurance, it's to leave money behind for your family.
Wow.
You're dead. You don't need the money, right? But you're making this investment or you're making this payment so your family can be cool. Or they don't have to feel the burden of burying you because I don't know how many people have 10, 12,000 just laying around waiting for somebody to die.
Right.
I don't have 10,000 waiting around for somebody to pass, right? So we got to be responsible. So I ask those questions. Are you going to die?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When?
I don't know.
So you need to keep this policy active. You might not be able to afford $100 a month. You can lower it.
Let's talk about it.
You can pay 50. You can pay 25, 35. You make sure the life insurance that you buy fits within your budget, but it's mandatory for you to keep it.
Oh, so it is flexible.
It is flexible.
You
don't have to have $400,000, $500,000 if you can't afford it.
Right.
But you should at least have enough to do what you need to do. If your main concern is burial, you need to have at least enough for burial. Your main concern is to leave some money behind for your kids at school. At least, have enough money for that. But it's priority.
Yeah.
So it's like when you get a crib, you're going to pay your electric bill, you're going to pay your gas. So if you don't pay those things, you no longer have the lights.
Right.
You no longer have the gas. Life insurance is no different.
Got to make it a priority.
Yeah. You broke? Don't cancel your life insurance policy. Cancel Netflix or something.
Yeah.
Not your life insurance.
Switch it up, man. Switch it up. Let's talk about money, man.
Money.
Let's talk about money.
Money.
Because your name is Capital MD. Where'd you get the name?
Oh, man. Like, the name was NBC Financial Services, right? Everything is NBC, man. That's my team, my squad. We NBC everything, right? So that was easy, right? But I had to switch it up. I had to learn that in order to grow, you have to have a name or something that can grow with you.
You're right.
NBC is personal. No one cares about my team and what we grew up saying, or what I got tatted on my arm. Nobody cares about that. But I started to think of what's cool and catchy, but actually means something, right? So if you think about it, what's Capital? When you think of Capital, what is it?
Tops. It's
what's Capital?
Capital is a big version of something.
A big version of something.
In my head. Like Capital is
capital letter?
Yeah, capital letter, the capital of the United States, the capital of Pennsylvania, Harrisburg.
Right.
So when I think of Capital, I think it's the top
something
of
top.
something.
Think about something else. What else is capital? If I was giving you need capital for your business, right?
Oh, there you go.
You need money.
Yeah.
You need money. You need money, right? You need money. So capital, money, right? Then MD. When you think of the letters MD, what comes to your mind when you see MD?
I don't know. I think of money.
MD?
Yeah. Money, dollar sign.
What about a doctor?
MD
for a doctor?
Let's work on that.
MD is a doctor. So when you put it together, you got money, doctor, right?
I feel slow sitting next to
listen. So Capital MD is a money doctor, but it's not urban, right? I can't say money doctor. That seems urban and corny. Nobody wants to go. I go to the money doctor.
Yeah.
That's urban. That's hood stuff. Nah. Capital MD. That's broad. You make the logo.
Fire.
fire, you make it gold. You know what I'm saying? It's broad. It can be shown everywhere.
So look, I said it last week on air. I want you to say it. What's your catchphrase, man?
Your money deserves royal treatment.
Good money deserves royal treatment.
Your money.
Oh, your money.
Your money deserves royal treatment.
That's fire. Number one, to come up with that idea, I don't know who you sat at a table with and came up with the name, but I think that's clever as heck, man.
Yeah, thank you, man.
That's fire.
That shout out to Janelle. Janelle is my thinking buddy when it comes to business, man. Janelle definitely helped me come up with that, man. But I went back and forth.
Just sitting here, I didn't catch it.
Most people don't.
You asking me what MD is, I'm like, money, dollar sign.
Yeah,
you know what
money,
I mean?
dollar sign, but a physician, a medical doctor.
Yeah, no, I got you. Yeah, that
see that after, yeah. Money doctor.
I think Zach caught that too.
Zach probably caught it. He said he caught it. Yeah,
I think he caught it. But hey, man, so I want to talk to you about your kids. You know, we want to go in on a personal note. But how did your kids like steer your career? Like, were you going down a certain road and then you said, hold up, let's push pause, let's go to, like, what did the birth of your son do for you and your mindset?
The birth of my son, that joint, I had my son early, right?
Yeah.
I had my son at 18.
Yeah.
So at 18, whew, that was some times. I mean, those were some times at 18. Like, we was running around a little reckless at that time, a little wild, and I was the first one in my crew with a kid. So I was trying to balance out being reckless and being responsible at the same time. It was hard. It left me to go through a lot of craziness, right, with stuff. Mm-hmm. But
we ain't gonna get too deep.
Ain't gonna get too deep. A lot of craziness, but it made me grow up faster, right? So it made me understand that I'm no longer responsible just for me. I'm responsible for a child.
Yeah.
So it was quick, right? And I really, got it quickly, and I just started doing my thing. But I realized I gotta provide.
Yeah.
So that had my mindset different. So I might have had some more wilding out to do a little bit, but I was more responsible about what I was doing. So I wasn't doing as reckless stuff, but I was still growing. I was young, right? But I grew up a lot faster because I had my son at 18.
Wow.
If I would not have had my son at 18, I don't know how long I would have been doing reckless stuff. You know what I mean? So it helped me out a lot.
I tell you, my daughter saved my life, bro. I remember as soon as the day she was born and she was a preemie, shout out to Destiny Denise Turner. That's my baby. That's my twin. But if she wasn't born, man, and I had a couple, babies happen to pass away before then.
Oh, man,
Hope passed away at birth.
Wow.
Destiny, she was small, bro. I'm talking about 1 pound, 10 ounces.
Wow. That's tough.
Yeah. She was small.
Wow.
Now she's 20 years old, 21 years old.
Wow. Still here.
Beautiful. Got her own business.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Shorty, I salute to you. But I'm saying that to say your kids do change the trajectory of your life.
Big time.
So I want to give a shout out to you for staying a healthy, good father to your children, man.
For sure, man. Shout out to my son.
Somebody
man,
at 18?
Yeah.
No, you
had my son.
18.
I was 18 when I had my son.
Somebody at 18, that's a choice. You say, hey, listen, baby mamas, you on your own. Or you can say, you know what, it's time for me to step up.
Yeah.
And you chose the latter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So shout out to you for that.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that. All the good fathers, listen, shout out to y'all.
Sure.
And a lot of y'all don't get the credit you deserve.
Oh, that's
you
true.
in and out of family court. Listen, man, I feel your pain. Like I'm right here with you.
We feel you.
Oh, man.
Oh, but y'all feel you though. Yeah, real rap.
No, that's real,
That's
man.
real.
Because a lot of, it's a lot of women out here. No shot at the women, but it's a lot of women out here who's not willing to give credit where credit is due.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And I want to make sure that we do that, especially on this show, All About You podcast. We're gonna give y'all the credit where it's due. All the good fathers stand up.
Yeah, real. Stand up, man. I pride myself on my squad, my crew.
Yeah.
All good dads, man. We all stand up for our kids.
Shout out, man.
If one of us wasn't, they definitely get checked.
Oh,
we don't let it slide.
Oh,
we don't play that. We all take care of our kids.
Listen,
man.
there's a reason, and I love everybody who surrounds me. I love everybody that is in my circle. But there's a reason why I do my best to keep it tight, keep my circle tight, man. Because number one, I have to learn to respect you, and if it's certain things that you do that I don't agree with, I can't respect you.
Yeah.
So by me, my circle being so small, that goes to tell y'all, I don't respect a lot of dudes. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
I can agree with that.
But that being said,
I feel you.
That being said, man, because it's not about me, it's about you.
No, it's about me.
It's about
I don't respect a lot of guys.
See, and there you go, man. And for the best reasons in the world, man.
Yeah.
So where can people find you, Rasaan? Like, where can people go to your either website or your social media pages? Talk to the people about where they can find you.
Website, capital-md.com. Instagram, oh, man, it's capital MD1. Yeah, capital MD1 on Instagram, and then capital MD on Facebook. I'm there. You know, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm not that big on social media. A lot of my business is personal. And referral based, right? Although we're expanding, we're still getting bigger on IG, but we're there. You can see us, you can find us, right?
That's what matters, man.
Yeah.
As long as people got a way to get to you,
yes,
that's what really matters.
That matters, and I answer. I respond to DMs. I respond to posts. All that good stuff. I get back to you.
Trust me, he do. I told y'all, one of the best people in the world. Y'all got a little taste of his personality today. And yes, last week we agreed that we was going to stay linked throughout this whole business journey that we got going on, not only with the podcast, but with my future business that's coming up.
Yes, sir.
With the cleaning business. Not only that, man, talk about, before we get out of here, I got to have you talk about your daughter, because she's in dance, and I got a daughter in dance.
Daycare. I mean, not daycare. Gymnastics.
My bad. So I had it mixed up. My daughter's in dance. Your daughter's in gymnastics.
Yep.
All right. So my bad. But talk a little bit about being a girl dad.
Oh my gosh, man. Being a girl dad is it's crazy. It's different.
Yeah.
It's a lot, right? Being a girl dad, I have Brooke, who's 12, right?
Shout out to Brooke.
In gymnastics, and it's a lot, man, but she's special, right? We started her, I think, in gymnastics at maybe 5.
Oh, that's young.
4, really young, because she just started flipping everywhere and bouncing off the walls. We gotta do something with her. Started the process, and her now, seeing her evolution from where she started to where she is now is amazing. And it's so amazing that my little daughter, Ray, she wants to be just like her. All she thinks about, I want to go to gymnastics, Dad. Yeah. I want to go to gymnastics. So it's she doesn't see the leader she is or the value she brings to her little sister at this age, but man, she wants to be just like her in that aspect. Yeah. So for me, it's amazing. But being a girl dad is different, man. They're clingy, they spoil you. They always want daddy's attention. Yeah. They want you every minute. They want you to never leave, and it's amazing, right? It's crazy, but it's amazing. I wouldn't trade it for the world, man. But raising a girl and raising a boy is two totally different things. Mm-hmm. But I wouldn't change it for the world, but it takes a real good father to be a girl dad. You can't just be a basic in and out, 1 week and here and there, and really have the impact that you want to have on your girls, man. It's very important to be a girl dad, man. Yeah. I enjoy it, man. Yeah. I really enjoy it.
I want to do better, man.
We can all do better in some aspects.
Yeah, I want to do better. Man. I'd be lying if I told you I didn't try my best, because my best is me not knowing sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'd be like, all right, well, I got to make up for that because I just didn't know. So now because I didn't know, I got to find a way. And sometimes you find yourself chasing your tail. You know what I mean?
You learning though.
But that's the key. Yeah. And I think when we, as parents, I don't care if you're a female or a male, you don't know how to be a parent until you're actually a parent, and you're learning on the fly.
On the fly.
So try not to put so much pressure on yourself, please. But before we get out here, absolutely.
But do the best that you can.
Yeah.
You're going to make mistakes, but you got to try.
Yeah.
You're going to make, it's not going to be perfect. No, there's no perfect parent, right? No one can tell you how to be perfect. You got to do the best version, be the best version of yourself that you can be for your kids. Just do your best.
Yeah.
But we can all do better, bro. But as long as you acknowledge that you can do better, you will do better.
Oh, for sure.
I'll do better. I ain't perfect either. I'm going to do better.
And there's always going to be roadblocks.
Always.
So don't let the roadblocks get in the way so much that you don't do anything.
Right. Exactly.
Right? So before we get out of here, Rasaan, I want to say thank you for coming on to the show.
Oh, thanks for having me, man.
For everybody out there who's looking on YouTube, and this will be on Spotify and Apple podcasts pretty soon. But before we get out of here, I got to ask you, if it's anything that you can give to the people right now about some of the things that we didn't talk about, what would it be?
Some of the things that we didn't talk about.
We touched on a good amount.
We touched on a good amount of stuff. One thing I would tell people if I had this open opportunity is, man, is know who your God is. Right?
Ooh, heavy. Let's talk about it.
Stay close to your religion, man. Yeah. Like the one thing I can say is when I was having troubles in my life, I realized that the only thing that really got me on the road to being better was my focus and my trust in God, right? So I would tell everyone out there, no matter what God you serve, everyone serves some God, I would hope, right? Focus on that, right? Put your focus and your faith in God and allow him to do the things he needs to do with you to allow you to grow to be the human being that you're supposed to be. So that's what I would tell everybody, man. And if you ain't perfect, again, keep trying, keep pushing, and you'll make it.
Fire. That being said, we about to get up out of here.
We out.
Hey, real quick before I get off, don't click off yet.
Hold up.
I want to give a super huge shout out again to
Amour
Trois Terrace.
Tresses.
Dang.
Close.
Let's do that again.
Amour Trois Tresses.
Yes, shout out. And look, I'm telling you, she about to toss this joint up. I'm telling you, them braids about to be crazy.
Do mine too.
Yeah, well, you know.
All right. No problem.
All right, so peace, love, boom. We out.
Let's
go.
Peace.
Man.
That's dope.